What up, athletes? Welcome back to my channel. It's Friday afternoon here in Georgetown, Guyana, and we are downtown. This is City Hall at the corner of Avenue of the Republic and Regent Street here in downtown Georgetown. And the reason why I'm bringing you this is because they finally completed the renovation of City Hall. The last time I was here a few days ago, the windows had not yet been installed, but I'm back in the downtown area to conduct some business. And now, lo and behold, all the windows have been installed. So the last time I was here, these were vacant spaces in the sides of the building where the glass windows now are. And now they have installed the windows. So from the external perspective, from outside the building, it seems as if they have completed the renovation of City Hall. And this is what the final product looks like. It only took, 5 years? Now, this building had fallen into disrepair, become a hazard and an eyesore, and they launched a renovation drive, eventually demolished most of it, and now it is being restored, has been restored. Now, where we are, we're actually here at the Bank of Baroda. This used to be the, how's it going? This used to be the car park for UG car park to go up the coast. This is Avenue of the Republic. All right, it's actually a busy Friday afternoon in the downtown area. And at this intersection, there's always some traffic control. At the end of this street, there is the National Library and the Hotel Tower. And at that intersection, of course, is also the bank. So yeah, this is Avenue of Republic and Regent Street. It's quite busy in the middle of the day. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. And almost to give you some idea about the business that I'm conducting. I just came from the commercial registry, which is located at that intersection behind those trees. So we're going to talk about business registration in Guyana later on in this video. But here, this is the new City Hall building. So it turns out, what does City Hall have to do with business registration? It turns out that this is a sidewalk here on Regent Street. It turns out that the name Georgetown is actually a trademark name. All right, it's a copyrighted name that is controlled by City Hall. See, all the windows have been installed on the Regent Street side. This is the north-facing side of the building. Those are the windows at the top, and even at the top of the tower, the windows have been installed. So it seems to have been completed. Then on the second floor, an abundance of windows, you can see. Those windows have also been installed. Then, on the ground floor, The ground floor has a window on the ground floor that has been installed too, and the door. So as I was saying, yes, the name Georgetown is actually registered by the city council, the mayor and city council. So it's a protected name. This is the compound of the Georgetown City Hall. So the name is registered. And so when I actually attempted to register the name of my university, Georgetown Biomedical University, they stopped me because the name Georgetown is protected. So they told me I needed to get permission from the town clerk to include Georgetown in the name. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been running around. I had to write to the mayor and the town clerk requesting permission to use the name Georgetown in my company, Georgetown Biomedical University. That has to be discussed at the next meeting of the town council. They have to decide, I guess, by deliberation and vote whether this is going to be permitted. Of course, I made my case. There are alternative names, so it's not as if my company success depends on the name, using the name, but just a little bit of information about how important keeping your relationship with the city hall and the mayor is. Now it seems as if some of the scaffolding is still up, so the construction is not quite complete. This is on the south side of the building, so there's a staircase that's still being completed here on the south side of the building. What we're looking at presently is the east facing side of the building, and it seems as if the external, at least the external works on this side of the building have been completed. So a little bit of work needs to be done on the south facing side of the building. This is City Hall's south facing side of the building. It seems as if they're also almost completed. Right, so you can see the original wrought iron staircase has been restored. And this is a circular staircase, looks like a fire escape. That has been restored. There's some detailed grill work on that staircase. I don't know if you can see it from here. Quite intricate, probably belonging to the 1800s or the very early 1900s. This is what the City Hall building looks like. We are now in the compound of the building. This is the City Engineers building, right? City Engineers building. And this, of course, is the office building where the town clerk and the mayor have their offices. And of course, that's the city police, City Hall. Now, like I said, the name Georgetown is protected. It's part of the city city hall's um, assets. So the name is an asset. And so I discovered that I needed to register. In other words, I needed permission from the city council to register the name of my university, Georgetown Biomedical University. I'm still waiting on them to decide on that. This is a new guard hut. And I'll keep you posted, keep you updated on how that decision goes. But for now, this is what City Hall looks like in 2025, August 8th, 2025. You see, it's a number on the building that it says 1888. So the British City Hall building dates back to 1888. 1888 was the year that uh, Robert Moses was born. Robert Moses, as you recall, is the major builder of the parks and parkways in New York. He was born in 1880, and he actually built most of the highway system, parkway system, and the parks in New York from around 1930, right? From around 1930 to 1960. He was the major builder of New York City. And so it's kind of interesting that this city hall, we're now looking at the west facing side of the building. They haven't taken down all of the protective fence that hides the building. But it's interesting to record or to recall that City Hall, this building, built in 1888, was built around the same time that New York City was being built. So in 1888, Central Park existed, but not in the form it is right now. The New York State Thruway did not reach all the way to New York City. Sawmill Parkway did not exist. Cross Bronx Expressway, this is 1888. These things were built in the 1930s, right? So Brooklyn Queens Expressway, the Long Island Expressway, Meadowbrook Parkway, all those were built in the 1940s, 1950s, just after the war, during and after the war, the Second World War. So to put things into perspective, Georgetown City Hall pre-existed New York City's major features, infrastructure. All that infrastructure that you see in Georgetown, in New York City, was built after the City Hall building was constructed. And that's significant because it says that Georgetown is not it's not a new city. It's been around for more than a century. 1888 to now is about 140, 137 years. So this area of the city is at least 137 years old. And that's the City Hall. These buildings are also the courts, right? The Supreme Court, the High Court. These have also been around a long time. So why am I in this neck of the woods? This is the commercial registry. Just came back from picking up my business registration certificates at the commercial registry. And that's where, of course, if you're doing business in Guyana, officially anyway, you need to register the name of your business, and the trademarks have to be registered there. Charlotte Street and Avenue of Republic, right? That's where the commercial registry and land registry now exists. The corner of, at the end of Charlotte Street and Avenue of Republic, and City Hall is on the other side. That is, City Hall complex is on the other side of Charlotte Street. So like I said, I was actually in this neck of the woods to register these businesses, and that's when I encountered the rule that says I can't simply use the name Georgetown in my business, in the name of my university, and therefore I have to seek permission from the City Hall. And so I wrote to the City Hall, that is the town clerk, so that they can deliberate on that. This is the Supreme Court. That's Queen Victoria, who still graces the lawns of the Supreme Court. And that's the new office tower here in downtown Georgetown. So for those who are keeping track, the first thing you need to do to register to conduct businesses in Guyana is you need to register the name of the business at the business registry, which is where we're coming from right now. When we decided to film this video about City Hall's renovation. Downtown, that's the clock tower at the Stabrook Market. That Stabrook Market tower also needs renovation. The Stabrook Market itself probably needs renovation. This is that new office tower here. New office tower here at Kroll Street and Avenue of Republic. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 7-story tower here at Kroll Street. I think it's now completed, although the fence around the building is still up. In other words, it seems to be construction fence still up around the building. So I'm not sure if they're actually open. And of course, from this point, right, we're on the south side of Supreme Court. That's the Supreme Court building, south side. I guess where the offices are located. And of course, yeah, we actually missed it. That is also part of the court structure. That is the Georgetown Magistrates Court, local court, handles cases of Georgetown. Yeah, and this is Kroll Street. You can also see from this vantage point the new police headquarters, A Division headquarters of the Guyana Police Force. That is on Brickdam. You can see it here from Kroll Street. This tall structure has been, the frame that is, has been under construction for the past 5 years at least, probably more. So still a lot of unfinished construction here, and that's the Georgetown Magistrates Court. So yeah, like I was saying, let me complete that thought. If you want to register, if you want to do business in Guyana, the first thing you need to do is to register the name of your business with the business registry, the commercial registry. The next thing you need to do is to have your business incorporated, which is a legal process. So the incorporation of your business, whether you make it an S Corp or a C Corp or LLC or LTD, limited liability corporation, all that has to be done legally. The structure of the business has to be done by a legal team, your attorney. And then you need to, the third step is to register your business with the tax authorities. So the third step after incorporation of your business is to register your business with the Guyana Revenue Authority. So those are the 3 steps if you want to register business in Guyana. That's looking downtown from where we came, down Kroll Street towards the Stabrook Market. But that's it, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. Just wanted to show you what is happening here in the core, downtown core of Georgetown.